Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Captain Frost and today I'm gonna talk with you about how skills will work in Path of Exile 2 with a little bit of a disclaimer at first. So Path of Exile 2 will be a complete separate game to Path of Exile 1. It will have a different endgame, monsters, items, uniques, classes, passive skill tree. It will be a completely different game. Path of Exile 1 will still get all the updates and leagues. Leagues will not collide, so you can play Path of Exile 2 and then after 1 month or something like that, you will be able to start a league in PoE1 and then come back to next league in PoE2 and so on and so on. So basically PoE2, PoE1 still will both be safe and good places. They will balance them all, they will update them all just like they're doing now, basically with developing PoE2 and updating PoE1. So that's out of the gates. Now we do have our skill systems. And as you can see in this gameplay, this character definitely has a bunch of different active skills available to him. So what's the benefit of using them and do they have cooldowns? So as developers stated, they don't want cooldowns in their game. They don't feel fun for them. And they think that, waiting for your cooldown is not a good feeling. So we will have multiple skills, them being able to be a 6 links and stuff like that, and there will be no cooldowns between them, with some exceptions where it's a very powerful skill, but there will not be many of them. Now, why will you want to use many of them? Because they are all very synergistic. For example, with this monk gameplay showcase, you are freezing with there are some skills that have very high freeze chance. Then there are some skills that are blowing up your enemy that is frozen. Then there are some skills that if you are killing the monster with that particular skill, you're gaining power charge, and then there are some skills that are using power charges for you to make a powerful blow at the enemies and stuff like that. And because we do have the reworked jewels, the reworked skills socket system and how the skills will work, you all know it from Path of Exile, from ExileCon from first ExileCon. We will have enough room for us to get a bunch of different active abilities, and we will have very powerful synergies between them so that you will want to use them. As you can see, the gameplay itself is way more smoother and slower a little bit because it needs to give you this time in order to have all the synergies in place and for you to feel the synergies. And so but that's basically how PoE2 will feel, how it will play, how the combat of the game will go. And it doesn't affect Path of Exile by any means. PoE1's combat is gonna remain the same how it is now, with all the usual updates that we're getting, but it will not be a revamp for PoE1, more of a one-button gameplay style, because of how different these two games are, and that's why they're separating them, and they will updating them separately. So basically that's how your skills are playing in PoE2. And there are changes to mana reservation as well. We will have spirit in order to reserve, so we will have a complete separate mechanic, a complete separate resource that we will spend to reservation skills, and your mana will be open now. I have a separate video about that. So we wouldn't have any cooldowns for our skills. We wouldn't have too much of a change, but we will still have synergistic gameplay that will push you to play more different skills. There will be a bunch of new cast on something mechanics, such as cast when shock, and there will be many different smaller changes, but in general the gameplay itself, you will have your dodge ability that it doesn't have cooldown. You will have your multiple abilities that you will be incentivized to use, and many melee abilities most of melee abilities will have small mobility. So melee abilities, will have small movement part to them, so that you will always feel that your character is moving and your character is more mobile rather than your caster ones. And there will be a bunch of caster abilities that have some movement speed tied to them as well. And we will probably not have our regular flame dashes leap slams that you can spam very efficiently as we do have now, but there will be smaller movement going all around with in smaller portions. with your different skills, just as we can see it in Monk here. So Monk is one of the most mobile skills that are classes that is going to be present in Path of Exile 2. So yeah, we will have 12 new classes, not 12 new, 6 new, and without an Ascendant in PoE 2. There's a bunch of different changes. Thanks for watching. There will be more content on the channel about PoE 2 and PoE 322 that is coming quite soon. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you're having a good time. Bye.